Hi, I'm Morgan Dietz, or commonly known as Morgan among professional workplaces and friends, and I am a painting and drawing major, and today I will be going through the creative process of my paintings as well as a couple of prints. So here we have a couple of my acrylic paintings. Mostly during the school year, I work with acrylic since it is a fast-drying medium. And as you can see, the one on the left is more narrative, whereas the one on the right is more abstract, with a couple of experimentations from paint pens, as well as smearing some paint. As we continue further, I have smaller pieces like this 3x3 of an eye with some water droplets next to a painting that is 16 by 24 of Mother Mary, and just more experimentations with the background, the flower in the front, and the sparkle on top of the center. These are a couple of my prints. We have the one on the left that is a 2-block print. It is of a night with some cool grays and just a lot of warm tones. And the one on the right is my 1-block relief print that goes from this green yellow all the way through green to black. It's a monochromatic palette, and they're both 16 by 18. Continuing, we have one acrylic painting on the right that is a 36 by 48 piece. It was full analogous with reds, purples, and blues. And then we have my first ever woodblock print on the left that I did at the beginning of last semester. When I create my pieces, I try to have a general idea or feeling of what I want to do. So I'll start with just a basic prompt or just a basic feeling. A lot of my work has been centered around this feeling of grief and loss, or just this feeling of overcoming. So I've been experimenting with religious iconography and nights, and I try to start off all of my ideas with some reference picture or a thumbnail and just work through maybe what I want. And it's okay to have writings, especially when you're doing your thumbnails. So I try to fully explain what I'm wanting to do, or just create multiple thumbnails to get an idea of how I'm going to create this piece, depending on what size it is, what material I'm using, and how it's going to go. When I do my pieces, I try to have a underpainting as well as a darker sketch. The one on the right is for my woodblock print, so that's going to be kind of pushed to the side, but with my other pieces, I do an underpainting, whether it's green if I'm doing a skin tone, or something that's closely related to the color palette I'm going to be using. Continuing, I do a layer basis of painting where I work really finely and I work up my colors. I try to start from the furthest most background point. I've learned that from printing because you're able to put more on top of that and you can work from that. Whereas if you just start on your foreground, you can lose a bit of that foreground. Comparing my pieces, the finished products to the sketches, you can see that there's been some idea changes, some color palette changes, and if not, just some directional changes as well. My print, I had to flip it because obviously I flipped it on accident, but the Mother Mary one was changed because it was originally supposed to be me, and so I changed it from being me to being Mother Mary, including of my mom's favorite flower, as well as more in-depth figures in the background. But the one acrylic painting on the very far right did not change at all, except I just included the sparkles out of an experimentation I did, and I really liked it, and I've been sticking with it throughout this whole semester. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for listening.